sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
We are back. This is the Warehouse 15. And as we always say, sorry, not sorry. And apparently today, we're going to have to kind of get into that a little bit because we have somehow managed to ass burn some people. But again, I don't know why that is. But we'll get to that. How are you? I want to start with bronze TJ. That is a beautiful red shirt. That makes your skin glow. You look beautiful today. I love that shirt. I love that shirt. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Chilling. Just had a couple classes this morning. Now I'm just sitting down. Got a chance to watch some of the matches last night. A little late last night, so I'm sure we'll get into some of that stuff.
How's
But definitely
Mama?
late.
How's Mama Jennings doing?
She's good. She's good. They actually headed back home, so it's just me,
All
myself,
right.
and I right now.
Well, send her my love and tell her I love her son. Does she have another son or just you?
Just me.
Oh, okay. Well, I love this son. I was going to say I love your brother more, but all right. Mr. Coach Moreno, how are you today?
What about my shirt?
Oh, I love that. That is my favorite. That's a shirt I need to wear around. Unfortunately, I teach Taekwondo in this town, so I can't be, I can't always be who I want to be. In the words of
Yeah.
the Rolling Stone, you can't always get what you want, but sometimes you can get what you need.
So that for me, I had to wear the shirt today. It was an honor. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But
Cool.
no, I'm good. Same thing. I watched the matches last night and early this morning. I was a little bit tired. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty good start to the Grand Prix challenge. But I'm good. I'm excited. I know kind of a short turnaround. We had one earlier this week, and because we missed last week. But we get back on our Thursday schedules. So let's
You
go.
could never have too much of a good thing.
That's correct.
That's the way it is. So, we don't have to, we could do these daily because I definitely have something to say every day.
I
I
hear
was
you.
on my way, as I told you earlier, I was on my way driving my beautiful children to school, and somebody decided to opine, as we say, not cupine, but opine. And so I kind of ignored the individual for 10 minutes or as long as I could. And then they just couldn't stop. And at that point, you get the horns. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. And so sometimes it sounds like today we're going to have to give the horns to some people. But I'm saying that as I light my incense, trying to peace and love myself a little bit, give myself some self-love and generosity. And like the Buddhists say, it's like a cloud in the sky, it shall pass.
Ooh,
But if you are something, let me show
damn.
you my light. Let the
Philosophizing.
light. Look at the light. Let the light. Now the smoke.
Here's my Buddhist temple for today.
That's it
How
for
about that?
today. Well, I started with that today.
Yeah. Well, let's get
All right,
into
let's get started, gentlemen. Let's go.
So, TJ, yesterday was the first day of the Grand Prix Challenge in Muju, Korea, the middle of nowhere. And they started
You know
off.
what Muju stands for, right?
No, I don't.
In the middle of back ass nowhere. That's
Yeah.
what it means. That's what it literally translates in Korea. If you go to Korea and you say, "Oh, Muju입니다," they go, "Oh, in the middle of nowhere, huh?" Oh, go ahead. I'm
That was
sorry.
probably definitely one of the longest bus rides from the airport to the actual venue I've ever taken in my entire life.
Didn't you go on the Million Man March? Weren't you on? Didn't you get to head down? You didn't head down to D.C. or up to D.C. wherever you're from.
I think
That's
it
a
was.
long bus ride too.
I think it was 4 hours, but I had to give actually a quick little shout out. So, Coach Young, you remember Anna Kim? I don't know. Do you know who Anna Kim is? TJ. Anna Kim was on the national team a long time
No.
ago. She was on the national team in '93 when you were coaching Herb. But Ryan Anderchek, he went there because one of his athletes was competing, him and the coach, and so he went there, and Anna hooked him up with like this super cool like private limousine type thing, like an SUV. So it took him like 2.5 hours, and he got in that sucker. He was all laid back. I'm like, that's pretty nice after a long, flight from the stateside to Korea to get in something like that versus schlepping it on a bus for 4.5 hours. So kudos to Anna. A shout out to you and to Grandmaster Ryan Anderchik and his son Vinci for a nice ride. But
I, I
anyway,
saw I saw I saw he was there. What was he doing there?
his one of his students were fighting, and
Oh,
he,
nice.
he fought today, and then his son went to coach him. So all three of them were there. But anyway, it was minus 80, which is the welterweight. and the minus 49, which is flyweight. So, and we could talk about the winners. We could talk about, the athletes, maybe some of the ones that we know. Unfortunately, in the 80, we didn't get the
We
marquee
got a
match.
version of it. We got a version of it.
That was a
I'll take. I'll take. I know I got you, but I'll take. I mean, at least it was Korea.
yeah.
You know what I mean for that side of it. But
So let's get
go ahead,
into
my
it a
bad.
little bit. We'll get into it a little bit. So CJ Young, CJ won again. He won a gold medal
Oh, he did
again.
win. Good for him.
Yep. He
Good for who'd he fight?
he listen. He beat Korea in the final.
Oh,
And
that's a great match. Yeah.
I want to talk about. I think his toughest match of the day was in the semifinal against the Brazilian. They went
Okay.
they went 3 rounds. Third round was back and forth. He was up by 3. Then it went 4-3. Then it went 5-4. Then it was just back and forth. And CJ pulled it out and pulled ahead a little bit at the end and took that match and went into the finals against Korea. But we'll get to that match in a second. But we had some other athletes that fought. A very big victory by none other than Victor Rodriguez. He's a new
Mhm.
young kid. I think he's 19 years old, 18 or 19. He's from the Fort Lauderdale area here. He's newly accepted and what do you say, committed to North Carolina. And interestingly enough, he was coached by his father, which I think is very significant because in big events and tight matches, you need somebody that can get you through. And I think Young, he beat the Olympic gold medalist in the quarterfinal. Now, man, I can't take off any shine. The Olympic gold medalist, I believe that was his first tournament since the Olympic Games. So almost 2 years, a year and a half. So he looked a little rusty even early on, but to his credit, Victor won in 2 rounds. I mean, and it's a giant size difference. I mean, you remember the Olympic Games when he beat CJ. He was, I'm not lying, like this much taller. And Victor managed to stay away. Victor managed to score often, and he won the match. So anytime you can say you've been an Olympic gold medalist, whether it's at an open or in your gym, you gotta chalk that one up as a big win. So kudos to him. I think it was amazing. I don't know, TJ, you saw the fight? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. Definitely. I mean, of course, that's a big win on any stage, right?
Big
Just to be
win.
able, I think more for an experience. I think he won what four? It was 4 matches. That was his fourth match that day. That was
Third, third
the
match.
semifinals.
That was
Third match, the quarterfinals.
That's quarterfinal.
Right, right. No, definitely a big match. I mean, that's pretty cool for him to just step into the 80 category and get a chance at the Olympic champion at that level.
I know his match
Like you said, I think
before.
he was.
The match before he had some, he fought Chinese Taipei. It went 3 rounds, and he got a back kick. It was a 4-4 match, 4-4 round, but the back kick
Yeah,
won him based on superiority. So it's one of those things, man. You're close to going out, and then you beat the Olympic champ. Like, how cool is that?
yeah. Yeah, I think he scores. He spins well. I think he gets a lot of 4s and 5s. He'll throw it at the end. He gets a lot of heavy contact towards the end of the matches, which is kind of crazy. Some of it goes off, some of it doesn't. But he'll always get some kind of heavy contact towards the end for big points.
Listen, I told my wife there's nothing that I don't like about him. To be honest with you, he's a well-mannered kid. He trains hard. He fights well. He kicks with the back leg. He kicks with the front leg. He can spin for real. He can spin with not a. He scored like 2 or 3 good punches. I'm talking good timing. He's there's a lot to like about him, to be honest with you. Just in the whole ball of wax, the way he carries himself and the way he's competing. I mean, you got to give it to him. And a heartbreaker though in the semifinal. Did you watch the semifinal against Korea,
And I had to go back and watch it this morning.
bro? Young, he wipes him the first round. I mean, 17-5, 6. I mean, smacks him up. Second round, he's up huge. I think he's up 10 points at one point. 10-0, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, kind of fast forward, he's winning by 7 points with like 24 seconds left and loses the match, loses the round. And so, I mean, the match should have been over. The round should have been over. The match should have been over. He's into the finals against CJ. But instead, he loses that second round, goes into the third round, and just comes apart. And the guy actually he fought back. He was down big. He got a face kick. He got a spin. He got a kamjan. So it went 3 plus 4, 7 plus 8. He made up 8 points right there. And I think he lost by 2 or 3, but it was a kind of a heartbreaker because losing that match put him into the bronze medal match against a Brazilian guy who had lost to CJ in 3 rounds, and the Brazilian guy was just too much for him. Beat him pretty easily in 2 rounds. So, man, you have such a great day. I've talked about this many times, and I'll use it right now. A great performance. It wasn't the result that he wanted because he didn't get a medal. I mean, for all this greatness, he didn't get a medal. I mean, like I said, man, I'm hats off to the kid because he fought lights out, but he didn't get a medal. You know what I'm saying? So this is a performance versus result that we can talk about. But really, in my opinion, super job, super job.
No, I agree. I think that's like right on head. The performance was good. He performed well. He performed again. These Grand Prix challengers are still under some level of lights. You know what I mean? There's a lot of big countries, a lot of big coaches, I would say that the athlete pools a little bit like this, a little bit. But I mean, as far as like still being a Grand Prix or a higher level tournament to be out to be able to go out there and perform is always a good thing.
Listen, I think
Definitely
that
some big matches for him today.
I
Yeah,
th-
last
I
night.
I think the Tunisia was a big match. Again, he's Olympic champion. Whether he just his first fight or not, that's not that's not Victor's problem. Victor is out there just fighting whoever's in
Yeah,
front
yeah.
of me. But I don't know, man. I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit later. But I'm looking at these things. I mean, there's supposed to be 50 people. There's 36. There's 14 people that didn't show up. The Olympic, the
Yeah,
guy that
80
was
had 38. Yeah.
so the guy that was supposedly the Korean guy didn't make weight. So I mean, it's just it's when I'm looking at these draws, I'm kind of like this looks nothing like more than an open. I mean, it really does. I mean, some opens in Europe are way deeper. I mean, again, no Iran, no Uzbekistan. I mean, there's a lot of people that weren't there. So I mean, again, no shade because it's still like you said, the
Why do
lights
you
were.
think that is, though? You think it's just the timing of the tournaments or
I
the
know. I'm gonna think.
significance of the tournaments?
I think significance. I think people are just kind of like, you know what? I'll get in by my point total into the Grand Prix anyway. It's just I don't know. We kind of all bought into this, like, oh man, Grand Prix challenge. Let me go. Let me get there. But it's not that important of a tournament. It gives you some small points and gets you into one event if you win. But you have all these opens and world championships and Pan Ams that could get you into the Grand Prix next year. So I don't know. I think it just got a little bit wow because we
Yeah,
talked.
I liked it when it was outside of 70.
Me too. But I mean, this is a new system. It's a new 2 year cycle. So I mean, we'll know for the next time. Like don't rush to get there. So um, our rest of our other Americans didn't do so well in the '80s. They lost their first match. Some of the tough people, but hopefully it was a good experience for them. Hopefully they check some boxes on their trip. But let's talk about CJ. I mean, did you watch semifinal final for sure, right?
Yeah, I saw the semifinals and the finals. I saw some of the earlier ones too. But I mean, again, like I said before this, I was hoping for the bigger showdown match in the finals, but he's able to score. He put a lot of points out there. He did a lot of good things throughout the day, I think. Um,
I'm gonna
yeah,
say.
overall, like I said,
I was like, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go.
No, I think I always like the whatever the level is, like the consistency of being able to kind of to win those matches. I mean, I don't think they're the biggest matches in the world, but there's a lot of randoms in there too, and sometimes that's just as difficult as having someone with a name. But I think at the end of the day, like we said, I mean, he won the gold medal. He fought well, had his shots, had his moments, and did a lot of big things.
Yeah. Listen again. You can only fight who's in front of you, and they try to Uh, I think he just walked through everybody. The only match was any difficulty in the Korean match in the final. He lost the first round, but it was kind of like it was. I remember it was 5-3. They carded, they didn't get it, and then he was pushing, and the Korean guy like hit him and hit him. It went 10-4, like real fast. But then the second round, CJ scored early and beat him pretty easy, and then the third round he just point gapped him. The Korean you could tell was out of gas. He just said, if you don't have a lead against CJ, it's hard to come from behind for most people, and especially specifically that Korean who wasn't a go-getter. He was more of a counter fighter, kind of a sneaky fighter. So, of course, the Korean guy that we wanted to see, he's gonna put his head down and take it to CJ. So that's a different matchup. But this guy, he had no business. I mean, first of all, he had no business beating Victor. And when I saw that, I'm like, this guy's not going to give any resistance to CJ. CJ's going to overwhelm him. And I don't know if the Korean crowd was getting on CJ a little bit, but when he won, he roared at him. He was like, or something like that. He's like screaming at him. So I thought that was kind of funny. But again, hats off to CJ. He did what he had to do. He came and got the gold medal. Want to talk about the 49ers?
Yeah, you can start.
49ers.
They only had 37. They only had 37.
Yeah.
So out of the 50, they ended up at 37. Both of the USA girls were on the same side. So Maya was on the same side as Sophie. I was able to watch that one before I left the gym last night. I watched Maya's first match. Pretty much ran through the first girl pretty easy, too strong for her. I saw Sophia drop the match to, what was the girl's name?
Israel.
Was it Israel?
Yeah.
Israel? Yeah, a little shorter girl. That was a weird match, huh?
Well, so I'm going to listen. We're going to talk about some things later. And I try not to look. I know when you're there in the moment, there's a lot of weird things, but I saw a lot of coaches doing video review early in the first round. And I know you got to trust your athlete and stuff like that, but we know how important when these headshots are, especially late. So, for example, I know the USA coach carded something really early in the first round with Sophia, and the score was 0-0. Got denied that card, and Murphy's Law, fast forward, she wins that round easy. She loses round 2. She goes to round 3. She's losing. She puts on an attack at the end, and I saw 2 face kicks. Pretty good ones.
At the end, yeah.
But no card. So I'm kind of like, man, why would you waste that card so early? But I'm going to say this. Did you notice the referees doing a lot of 8 counts at the end of rounds and stuff like that? So, Young, let's say you lose your video replay card. I lost it in first round. I don't have for second and third. If a referee sees a hard shot and they count, an 8 count, and there's no points on the board, they can play their own card. So they kind of use it to protect if you don't have a card. But they were doing that
What
a
about the
lot.
body shots, though? I saw that one in the final with the back kick to the body, they 8 counted it too. So is
Yeah,
that for the same reason, probably? I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be because that doesn't
no.
make sense.
Well, I mean, I guess if you 8 counted because you thought the guy got hurt. But that's what my
Yeah.
point is. I feel like the referees are interjecting themselves because I saw a couple of face shots that were nothing and didn't go off, and the referee started counting. Like if he didn't count, that guy doesn't get. Actually, it happened with CJ in one match against Korea. CJ didn't lost his card, and so he got popped in the head there, and the referee starts counting. And so then he, by rule, he's got to play his card. They saw it. I mean, the right thing happened. He got kicked in the face. The protector didn't score. But my point is, he arbitrarily decided to count. It wasn't a smack where the kid was in trouble. So I don't know. I think
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, even in that, but you look at like even in the Sophia match. I think we talked about it on the previous one about the whole when they take the coaching card away for the headshot stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is going to be insane because I mean, some of the ones that they carded for, and then some of the ones that they didn't card for, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I think you can card for one of the ones at the end of the match if you're playing by that rule.
Sure.
I feel like it started happening with that 8 count stuff later in the day.
You're right. They didn't do it. She was number 7 or whatever. But listen, that girl was this big. She was this big. She has no reason to lose that match. That's a drop match. I mean, she should have went one round further. Maya. Well, actually, let me go back first. We also had another flyweight that didn't make weight by 0.2 or 0.3 and didn't even attempt the second try. So that's a little bit of that kind of sucks for the country that someone goes all the way over there and doesn't make weight. I don't know what that says. But Maya, first match was pretty easy against Morocco. Second match was against a Russian, and it went 3 rounds, and it was like 7-7 or 6-6, and the referee did a card, and the girl fell down. Oh, that's what it was. It was Maya was winning 6-5, and the girl with a second left kicks underneath, scores, and falls. So she won 7-6. But then the referee carded to see if she fell while there was still time on the clock, and she did. So the referee gave her a kamjan. It was 6-6, and she won by superiority. So that was a close second round. And then there's that girl from Kazakhstan. It's kind of like her, I don't want to say kryptonite, but they fought twice now. And it was a close fight. I mean, each round was close, the first 2, but then the last round, the girl won 13-1. So it was a little bit tough for her. So she went out in that quarterfinal. I mean, not a bad day, but I think that third round was a little tough to swallow. but always
Yeah, I think
fun.
it's a little bit better. I think that I think at the start of the third round, I think it got out of control. You know what I mean? Right from the beginning, early, and then
Good
you're
point.
having to do things and force things and yada yada. That Kazakhstan girl is pretty good. She's long. I think did it go 3 rounds in Charlotte or no?
Yeah, I
Did they
think
win 3 rounds in
I
Charlotte?
did. I think so. I think she come John. I think if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think she like come under out in 1 round to win the round. You know,
Right.
so
I can't remember. I'll have to go back and watch it. But yeah, for me, I think better in front of that Kazakhstan girl. Anyways, I mean, those one of those those matchups that kind of is going to be in front of your face a lot often, probably because that girl's pretty young too as well. And she's probably going to be at a lot of the bigger events along with the world championships and everything like that.
yeah. Listen, again, it's hard. I mean, it's bright lights, like you said. It's a big stage. First of all, how about that arena? You saw young. They had these giant screens in the back. I mean, they got to be 20 by 30. I mean, they're giant. And so the score is up there behind each ring. And when they do the video replay, it's up there. I mean, like everybody can see it. It was actually, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Korea does it big. They did it big. So that was pretty damn cool. But listen, again, I think a solid day for the men. For the two of the American guys. And I'm just gonna say, I don't know, what do I say about the women? I mean, average. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't a total loss, for Maya whatsoever.
Yeah, I want to see both of them get deeper though. I think they would have had a quarterfinal. They had fight each other in a round of. Yeah, they would have fought each other in the quarterfinals
Wow, that would
if
have
they
been.
all went out to the quarters. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanted to see them go because that would have been a good kind of quarterfinal match to send someone into the semifinals.
Wait a minute. So no, because didn't she lose her quarterfinal?
Who?
Uh, Maya. Maya made a
Yes,
quarter
I'm saying if they both would have got through, they would have fought each other in the
in
quarterfinals.
the semi.
Um, quarters, quarterfinals.
Oh,
I'm looking at the bracket. It would have
so
been the
cut.
quarterfinals
So Israel
because
fought
Maya from
Kazakhstan.
the top. I'm not sure. I gotta go back and watch. I'm not sure
Well,
who
it had
fought,
to
but it would
be.
have been they would have fought each other in the quarterfinals.
Well, it would have had to be
Yeah,
then. Israel had to fight Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan beat Israel, and then
yeah, yeah.
Kazakhstan. Okay, well, yeah, that would have been. Listen, I think it was a fortunate draw too. We've had some pretty good draws, right now, but I just didn't see any big hitters in there. I mean, I looked. We can fast forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow is men's 68, which is your division, my favorite division to watch, and women's heavy. And when I looked at 68, I'm just like the number one seed is from Burkina Faso, right?
hmm
He's like number
he was at the Olympic Games
he's
too.
like number 7 or 8 in the world. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I've never. That's pretty. I, it's not
Yeah,
a.
you don't usually. Yes,
Yeah,
for
you don't
68
need
division, it's always Korean or someone like a little bit bigger up at the top,
Jordan.
Russian,
Yeah.
Jordan, yeah, Iran, someone. So,
So,
but yeah,
yeah.
I'm excited about 68. I'm always excited about 68. I'll definitely be up watching those when they start and kind of finishing this. I'll probably be up all night to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
I think those are always good matches, even if sometimes when the rankings a little bit low, you just like get some good matchups and good matches early.
Yeah, I think that some of the Koreans will probably be pretty decent. A couple again, we have a couple good draws in there for tomorrow. So hopefully people can make the best of it, I mean, and hopefully they treat it like an open, because that's what when I'm looking at this, that's all it is. I don't see anything special going on. There's always going to be a tester here or there in the quarterfinals, but I don't see anything where you're kind of like, bah, 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 oh my god, I got to go through the gauntlet. Not at all. That might come at Worlds, but in this event, not. I'm not seeing anything special, at all. So
It's going to be interesting. Worlds is going to be I think it's going to be a big one simply for that reason.
yeah,
I mean, I think all these countries are really picking and choosing where they go and who they fight where and how much energy they invest into
100%.
those certain events. So it's going to be interesting to see, who's primed and fresh for the World Championships who shows up to the World Championships in most cases. Because, I mean, it'll be I think a good mix of younger new guys and some of the veterans back for the deeper tournaments.
I'm gonna make a little prediction and stuff, because I mean our kid from Brazil, he won the Pan Am Games last week. He's fighting here. He traveled straight here. He's gonna go to President's Cup next week, so he's got 3 in a row. Big kid, 20 years old. Made it to the Olympic Games already. Um, super talented. He's beat Korea. He beat CJ on a number of occasions. He lost to CJ here. But I really saw something, him stepping up against these other European countries, like where you could tell he's getting comfortable with them. And when I watch him and CJ fight, I see a mutual respect, but he's bigger, he's stronger, he's longer. I think that I don't know that his confidence is at 100% yet, but when he gets there, I'm just going to say I think the world needs to watch out. I'm going to put that pressure on him in our program that I think it's going to be something kind of special when he really understands how, dude, he's a big man. And I said this to him a long time ago when he first started fighting CJ. I'm like, you're the bigger man. You're bigger. You're stronger. You have to make him carry the weight. And I see when CJ fights almost everybody else, he's the rocket. He's the go-getter. He goes. But when he fights with Enrique, he sits there and he wants it slow. He wants it point by point, wants it clean, and he can be a little bit more successful. So we're gonna make some adjustments there, but I'm gonna say watch out for that. I'm sure they have a good chance of fighting next week too, because it could be him and CJ in the finals again at the President's Cup. I think Enrique is gonna have to go through Chile through Joaquin. Is his name Joaquin? Churchill, yeah. He's got to go through Churchill from Chile. I'm sure they're going to fight in the semi, so that's always a tough match as well. But keep an eye out for that match.
Yeah, it'll get a little thick at President's Cup. I think it'll be good if have all the strong Pan Am countries in the room again. Kind of run through that. Hopefully, it's a strong tournament. I say that every single time, and then we got to see who shows up and who's there.
I think 80 is not that big. I think there's probably like 20 people or something like that, so it's not that big. But so look, I leave people alone. I'm a nice guy, but someone through the grapevine sends me something this morning, talking about, good coaches coach, and if they can't, they do podcasts.
What?
I mean, I don't know why people don't stay in their lane. and
Uh,
then, hence, we're, being referred to, I can only guess it's us because they say Mo, Larry, and Curly. So I guess that's our new name, guys.
which one am I?
You're the best looking one.
Ooh, I don't know. That's a tough. Maybe that's a tough. There. Well, I kind of laugh. I don't like to. Well, I don't mind. I don't like. I don't like to talk about. I don't like to talk about the underprivileged or the uninitiated or the non-result people. So I can't really say anything. What I can say is, if you count up the amount of Olympic experiences and medals on this podcast, it pretty much surpasses the entire USA's production for the past X amount of years under the current leadership. And I saw that. I don't really pay attention because they don't make it as far. I don't pay attention to ankle biters and pillow biters, and there's two of those over there. But but that's a different story. But the individual that spoke, one of the things you do when you're a CEO or you're a high-level person in any organization, the first thing your board does is it tells you what not to do. And what it tells you to do is act like Coach Moreno said, act like you've been here before. And you have to kind of act as if you've been somewhere before, and you don't really get involved in that kind of stuff, because your job is to portray the band properly and portray the brand properly. And the individual that commented is in a position where his role is to be the leader of the organization and carry himself with an ethical and moral responsibility, and not use the voice of the platform of the membership as his personal platform. So he lost his rights to comment on anything when he took the job as CEO. But more importantly, he was a public relations guy, albeit a bad one, because USA didn't make any money when he was in that role. And he was the only one left in the room when they got rid of all the corrupt people. So they kind of left him in the room, and he's been there ever since because the board is recalcitrant and unable to do its job and responsibility. But just to speak clearly about it, the individual that also chimes in is the father, I think, the middle finger guy of the middle finger coach. and I can't remember his name, Guntry or one of those English names, Gustav or Goofy. I can't remember his name, but he seems to chime in, and the both of them kind of self-masturbatory participate with each other in this little back and forth, which they should do offline. If they have the need to pleasure themselves, they should do it offline. And if they get diarrhea of the mouth, that should happen offline. But let me be clear. While we're talking, you saw me kind of nodding off, and that's because I was actually watching the final at the Grand Prix that they're celebrating, and I didn't see any Taekwondo yet. So I kind of dozed off because I saw one of those little sissy hook kicks to the body, and both of the players kind of suck. But it is 3 years from the Olympic Games, and I'm hopeful that I don't like to, as they say, throw shade on any individual athlete, especially this far out from the games, and I wish them the best. And I haven't seen any capoeira yet in the ring, so I'm happy about that. But I also haven't seen any Taekwondo as well. I guess the question for the CEO of that organization, who will remain nameless, at least for me, is I don't know why he wastes time listening to our podcast.
He loves our podcast. Come on, man.
But he should. He should love it. But I mean, it's because we can help him. But I'm still waiting for the call. I can fix their non-performance in a minute. I can fix their organization in 2 minutes. But unfortunately, it would start with the firing of 3 of the people at the top, and maybe 4 or deeper than that, and then really getting an athlete program that kind of works. I will simply say this, though. Thank you for noticing us, and let's do the medal count again. On this podcast, we got a gold, silver, and bronze medalist, and your coach doesn't have that. Your coach hasn't coached anybody that has that. You haven't had any of them, and the men haven't performed since TJ performed. So, like we said before, sorry but not sorry. If you're fat, you're fat. You ain't morbidly obese, you're fat. So in your particular case, if you're a winner, you're a winner. If you're not, you're a whiner. So you're a wiener and a whiner, and just keep it up because it's doing well for you. But spend some of that money in the bank that you saved by moving to, where did you guys move again? Kazakhstan or in the woods or whatever? Spend some of that money on our young and up-and-coming athletes so we can start getting some performance.
They are.
Stop celebrating your momentary wins at a tournament that didn't matter. Let's celebrate an Olympic win. Let's celebrate an Olympic win. At the end of the day, let me reiterate. I looked up the USAT's mission and goals, and it's to inspire, not conspire, Americans to make the medal podium. And the way you do that is win the Olympics. That's it.
Well,
win the Olympics.
Yeah. Listen, again, it's kind of funny because, listen, you had a good moment. Come on, you have something good happen. Why
Celebrate it.
Well, yeah, we mean nothing to you. We're nothing to you. Like, why throw the shot out there? But again, I don't know, but I'm feeling a little bullied. I don't know if I have to report it.
I do. I feel bullied. I got to call Safe
bullied.
Sport.
Internet bullied. I feel a little bit, I'm getting sad. I'm getting sad right now. Listen, real fast. Really, I don't follow those people or at all. But it was just, again, it was sent to me this morning. Like, can you believe these people? And kind of what you said, Young. They actually reiterate what you said. Like, you're in this position, you're in that position. Why are you making? Look, if I'm the head of an organization, maybe I can't sit here and have this conversation, right? Maybe I can't talk about other things because I have a responsibility and a fiduciary responsibility to everybody, to treat everybody like they're equal. But not, I'm an individual. I'm a guy sitting in my house. So for that, I just think it's funny that they said it again. I didn't see it. It was sent to me. It was screenshotted. Thank you. Sorry, not sorry. I'm happy you think about me. I'm happy when you go to sleep, you think about me. Happy you worry about what I think about you. Obviously, I'm a little more important to you. Sorry, TJ.
Is Gunther still homeless in the UK? Or did he actually get out? Is he out of the projects, or what they call that? I can't what they call that. The public housing they live in. There's a word for it. But did Gunther get a house yet, or is he still podcasting or commenting from the from a stool in a pub.
TJ, go, TJ.
Good.
No, I mean, like, honestly, I'm not too shocked. I mean, let's go back to the Olympic Games when they, had the whole fish and chips thing after, Anastasia wins her gold medal, and we use that as a moment to take a shot at someone also on this podcast, misplaced. I mean, I think every time that, one of the individuals on the team does something well, they find a way to make it a little like messy or a little like, ha, I got them. You got who? The problem is they don't know who's on their team and who's not on their team. The problem is like it has nothing to do with you guys or the organization in them. Like the kids are the ones supposed to be winning. The kids are the ones that are putting it on the line. So it's just such a funny moments that these guys choose to go, look at us. Look at you. What? We're winning tournaments with the athlete we're supposed to win tournaments with. CJ's supposed to win those tournaments. It's a Grand Prix challenge. He's a silver medalist at the World Championships. These aren't big tournaments, and even in that moment, obviously for an athlete to win consistently at any level is cool. But for them to take that chance to make an opportunity out of it, for them to, I don't know, backlash or make fun or say like, I don't know, was it Mo Curley and whoever the other one's name is, and coaches that can't coach or do a podcast, like it's such a weird moment.
Yeah,
like, it's such a weird moment. I know we sit on a podcast and we talk about the organization, we talk about the training situation, we talk about the things like that because we're allowed to sit here and talk about those things because those are things that A, some of us are involved in, B, we have athletes, but also C, they're supposed to be the national governing body, not us. It's just a funny moment that every time their guy does well.
Well said. First of all,
I take a shot.
I think it's well said. I mean, and yeah, I think everything you said is right on. And I would add this, like, when we're talking, okay, these are our opinions. There's some facts. This happened, this didn't happen. That's a fact. And then there's some opinions. We think you should do more of this. Less of this.
Not sorry.
Let me finish. But it's funny, like when you take like a personal shot, like, oh, you can't coach, so go do a podcast, or more Larry and Curly. Dude, there's a lot. You guys want to crack? I'll make both of you guys cry in a crack session.
Yep.
I'll make you run home and cry if I start talking about you, your mama, your wife, your kids, your dress, your hair, your teeth, your skinny body. If you want to crack, I will send you home quick. Any of you fools. And so it's funny when they take a couple personal shots. I think it's kind of funny.
The sword. I don't, like I said, I don't suffer. God bless America because I'm studying Buddhism. And so like a cloud in the sky, cloud in the sky. I let these things pass. These guys are a cloud in the sky, but I can say it in a way. Oh, sorry, not sorry. Maybe if I say it in the proper accent. I really can't figure out if the guy is Australian or English. And I apologize to all my English friends and brothers. But at the end of the day, it's hard going through life. It must be hard. It must be hard going through life.
Wait till you see my dress next time.
Being them. So, it's hard being, I don't understand what that feels like. I've spent my entire life trying to achieve things and win things so that I can actually sit in a certain space. I try to get as much education as I can, as much experience. And as a result of that, I get to be who I am. On the other side, it must be hard being the other guy that didn't ever win anything. So I always try to be nice because we got to be generous. You got to remember when you underachieve, that's a hard thing to do, to go through life feeling like that. So I don't want to be a bully. It would just be too easy being who I am to be able to be a bully of these individuals who every time something happens that kind of tugs at their insecurity of not performing, they need to say something. And it usually, if it's an athlete, it manifests itself in the way they dress, what they say, what they put on TikTok. If it's a coach, it manifests itself in the one time an athlete under their umbrella does anything. See, I'm still good. And then if you're the CEO of an organization, it seems apparently in this situation, he didn't get sent to CEO school, which rule number 1 is don't speak. Just do your job.
Let's let it go. I mean, it's just
let's move on. But sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I spent too much time on
Pip and all that.
TJ, let's talk about. Let me
do the Three Stooges though.
Okay.
Yeah, maroon.
It's not that.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry, not sorry.
TJ, let's talk
Sorry,
about like some matchups tomorrow in
sorry.
68.
I don't have the.
But
I'll mute.
honestly, no. Before we move on, if I doze off, it's because I'm actually watching the fight, and
Yeah,
there was
okay.
no taekwondo that happened. But that's another story. But go ahead.
Let's look at tomorrow. So it's weird. Like, for example, you got this kid, Matthew Howell from GB, that's ranked number 4. You got Burkina Faso is ranked number 1. You got
That's crazy. I
you
thought that kid was winning a lot, though. That's what I'm
oh,
saying. I thought that Matthew Howell kid was winning a lot.
not as much as you think.
That's
Thailand.
crazy.
Oh, the Thailand kid on the bottom is pretty good. But anyway,
Hmm.
so I mean,
Have you guys seen that Thailand school that's always on the internet?
yeah.
The tips.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Those guys.
High slip, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the deal with those guys? Are they in tournaments?
Yeah, he's got a lot of kids on cadet and junior national teams, and a couple of kids that go up to the senior teams. But they have a very good. Obviously, that's a factory, man. He's amazing. He's super good.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Where is he in Thailand?
in Thailand,
Thailand's a big place.
in Thailand,
Was
I don't know.
I don't know.
So, CJ, we have like some American kids going like in China or TRT. What's TRT? What's
I don't know.
TRT?
Is it Trinidad and Tobago? Or no. What is
No,
that?
because his name is
Might be.
Mamu Al Hussein.
God bless you. What? Did you
I don't
sneeze?
know. What side of the bracket are you looking at?
It's on the second side. I think I'm curious about like the two French boys, Syrian and Suleiman. Will have to fight in the quarterfinals.
Words that should never come out of your mouth if you're CEO of anything. I'm curious about two
Yeah,
French
see.
boys. Yeah, I don't know. All right, go ahead.
I'm not sure. I have to look it up.
Kafani fights a Russian first match. My Brazil boy fights. He's got a bye, so he fights a winner of 2 guys. Yeah, it's gonna be some good matches tomorrow, man. Some good matches. I mean, like you said, a lot of unknowns. What is TRT? And they all have like Arabic names. Hadi Tiruvannamalpur. What is TRT? I'm gonna Google that, young. The country
What is it?
TRT.
TRT. Hold on a second. Let me get my Google going.
Women's heavyweight's got some big hitters. They got the Olympic champion.
What country
Yeah.
is
But still,
TRT?
Uzbekistan was supposed to be here, and they must not have got a passport or a visa or something like that. I saw one little girl, but
I
none of
thought
the
they
big
were definitely registered, right?
they were. It turned out to be a little.
Oh,
Turkey.
No, I know what it is.
What?
Remember, it's some island. It's some island that those Russians like use and Iranians use. I remember that because a couple of those Russians were there. TRT.
Yeah, but tomorrow will be good. I'll definitely. I'm always excited for 68. I'm starting to like. I like you said, the number one girl from France is. They're always like watching her have fight and stuff like that. So it'll be a lot of good matches tomorrow for sure.
Any picks to win?
Um, Not really. 68 is kind of sporadic, man. It's a little.
Testosterone
It's not
replacement
crazy.
therapy.
That's right,
Say that
TRT.
again.
Ooh, that's funny,
Who do you got for 68?
man. I mean, I'm gonna let me open it up real fast again.
Oh my God, I can't figure out what
I
it
can go
is.
side to side. Let's do this. Where the heck is that? Sorry.
What, TRT?
No. I'm looking for the
No,
side.
no. He's looking at the
On
bracket.
side one, dude, I have a feeling one of these Korean guys or these Russian dudes are gonna get through. Let's see.
I always like watching them fight early. I like the when they fight early. I mean, they'll fight early here because they're mostly unranked. But you got 201 Russia. Um, China's on that side. I think. I don't know. It's gonna be good. Our side with where Michael is and where I think Michael and Diego are in the same little block.
I think
And you got
I think on the one quarterfinal is going to be Thailand and Suleiman from France on the bottom bracket of the second side. Top bracket has a chance. Not Diego. No way.
you know the Uzbekistan guy in match 303 that
303.
fights
Hosen?
Korea first.
I do not have to see his face. But you got that's actually a pretty good draw up there too.
Hmm.
That up? Oh, that goes down. So when it goes down, there's. I was saying China. Man, that's a good quarterfinal to get to the quarterfinals for USA. Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
really have a prediction because there's too many unknowns. But and I don't want to just go, oh, this country because historically I think this country is pretty good because we see that not be the case in these type of events. Normally, for example, if let's just say in Iran is Iranian is in 63 at the World Championships, I'm like he must be pretty decent. If I got to pick him over Poland, I pick Iran if I don't know the names, just because historically speaking. But in these look at our Americans. We got 4 and 5 deep. There's some people that I mean they're just starting out. So you can't put
Yeah.
them in the realm of Mark Lopez, Terrence Jennings, stuff like that. People that have been historically good. So look, it's another night. We start tonight at 8 o'clock at night again. It'll be all morning. By the time this thing finishes on the weekend, we'll already be in Peru, getting ready for the President's Cup. So there's going to be a lot of things happening. I just it's a short week for us. So congratulations to everyone that is about to fight. I know you guys will do well. I'm pulling for, of course, my Brazil athletes. We didn't take many people here. We took like 5. So that's why we sent 2 coaches. No need for me to be there, but I'll be in Peru with the team and of course all of you guys. So it'll be a lot of fun. Be a lot of fun.
Get some pisco sours.
Nah, so
Go to Machu Picchu.
I wish. Have you been?
You ever been?
I went to we've been to Peru, right? But
Yeah, I've been to
I
Peru.
got injured in Peru. Still won a gold medal. I taped up my knee and beat Puerto Rico in the final because I refused to. And then the next day, I got the worst case of food poisoning I ever got from drinking pisco sours. I didn't go to Machu Picchu because it was like a
So
200
basically, you just tried to
hour.
poison us.
What's that?
So basically, you just tried to poison us. You're like, I got
No,
sick
no,
off of
no.
these. Drink
Don't drink
those.
the water. Don't drink the water. Don't drink the ice, even if you're in a hotel. But I had won, and I decided to celebrate. And the person who gave me the medal was Miss Ecuador, and so I had a
Miss
pleasant evening.
was Miss
A,
Ecuador in Peru?
Miss Ecuador, yeah, she was in. I don't know why she was in Peru. She was the one giving out the medals. Beautiful girl. I still have a picture of her. And we ended up hanging out at that night, and a couple of my teammates were Miss
Do
Peru and Miss
tell.
Ecuador. It was before I was married. It was an interesting evening, and I got the worst case of food poisoning. In addition to tearing the guy from Peru kneed me in my knee because he was frustrated and tore my medial collateral ligament, compressed my
Man, quit complaining.
lateral. Dude, it was horrible. And then I was all taped up and had to fight 2 more matches
Listen,
and uh,
I got
and
two
and won
two
and won because I wasn't a sissy. It's back when men were fighting and
I
men were
got
doing men's stuff. We didn't cry.
2 funny stories, real fast. I'll give from that event. This is back in 1988.
Funnier than this? Funnier than this? Go ahead.
2 things. I go to fight. I come off the Olympic Games. I don't even know anybody in the Pan American region
Oh,
because
that's right.
I never
88,
I
89.
never
Yeah.
fought.
Yeah.
I never fought in the Pan Am region. I went straight to the Olympics. I get a medal at the Olympics. I come back. I'm kind of somebody, but I didn't know that Mexico and Venezuela were good. So anyway, I beat those guys, but I didn't have like a great performance my first match. And so the guy was like, the coach, I won't say his name because I really love him. He's like, he comes back after I come back at the first round. He looks at me, come back in the second round. He's like, uh, not so good. In Olympics, you were much better. This not so good. So I get to a quarterfinal match against Dominican Republic. I I I'm, I fight really good the first round. We're sitting here talking. I'm like that was better. That's better. He looked at me. We were talking. Also, we go. I look down. We both look up. A bird went past and shit on the floor, like right there. We both were like, "What the heck?" So I knocked the guy out. I come back to the coach and I'm like, "Is that good enough for you?" Because I was like mad that he was criticizing me.
It
Whatever.
was an open air. It was an open
Yeah, yeah.
air stadium.
But so that
Horrible.
was funny. But the a touching story. It's about my senior right here. We were there, and some dude didn't have shoes, and he asked Herb something. I don't know what he asked him because I didn't. But Herb took off his shoes, gave the man his shoes, and walked back to the hotel without shoes. Not Taekwondo shoes, not chancletas, not flip flops, no Crocs, because there was no Crocs, barefoot. And I saw that give the shoes off his feet to some guy that needed them. I'll never forget it. So I always say, and
Kind words.
no, you
Kind
did. You
words.
done things like, oh, I know you get. Everyone thinks that you're a hard ass and you're mean and stuff like that, but you do so much kind stuff for people that never, and you never ask for, anything else. You've done a million things for me personally. So that was just one story that I remember. So it was kind of cool.
You're kind. Thank you for the kind words. We have, the reason you and I have been friends for so many years is good friends don't say anything. They just do what's necessary. And I think you have to enjoy and be gracious when you have good things go on in your life. And so Peru, Ecuador, those countries, especially back then, they were struggling and probably still struggle now. So we've had anyway, we've been fortunate in it, and our friendship has been fortunate, and that's why the three of us get on so well. But coaches back then were funny.
Yeah.
They would say stuff,
No,
had,
I like the guy. The guy was a super guy. He turned out to be
who was it?
Sung Ki
Who was
Chung.
it?
Sung Ki Chung.
Oh, he's a good man.
he's
He's
awesome.
one of my favorite. If you can't have a great coach in your chair, meaning technically adept like Dr. Kapner, which was one of my favorite coaches, then I'd have a positive guy like him.
He's super.
Most of the coaches that sat in our chairs, they would sit there and look at us and just whatever. And then I was always on those teams. I was the guy that was, because I was captain, and I was the guy they would have hold the water before they had trainers. So I'd be next to the coach when he was coaching some of the athletes. And so my favorite was a legend, the real deal, Tang Kun Park. And he's looking at me, and one of our heavyweights is fighting, and he's like, stupid fighter. Look at this stupid fighter. And so he kept calling him stupid. And then when he came back to the chair, he's like, why you stupid fighter? I'm like, maybe a little more information would help him not be so stupid. But he was one of my favorite coaches. Why did he do that? I go, sir, I'm thinking, sir, I'm standing right next to you. I have no idea. Like, I don't have any more information than you. So,
TJ,
he was at least good.
All the trips you were on, I mean, not your own coaches and stuff like that, because you went on some trips with some other coaches. Like, who was like someone like that was your favorite? Someone that, I don't know, they were good for you. You know what I'm saying?
I know who his favorite head of team was.
I would say, speaking of not necessarily giving you the technical aspect, but kind of being able to get into your head and make you go. I was at the first year. I got second place at the team trials for our Pan Am Championships, and they sent that team to Korea for the Korean Open. And Mark Williams coached me. Coach Mark Williams coached me. Oh. And yeah. And we went through 4 matches that day. I think the second match we beat Korea. Second or third match we beat Korea. And we're in the finals, and he had some choice words for me before I walked out, but he didn't ever told you kick with your left, kick with your right, but he would say something like close to what you were talking about, just something that kind of put you in this headspace. You're like, oh yeah, that's what we're doing. Let's go. I can't share the words that he used, but it was very, 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 very choice words. But in that moment, it worked well just to kind of get me going and get me back into those big moments. So I enjoyed that experience, being with him and traveling and stuff like that. Very, very nice guy too. Same thing. That same trip, he climbed up the pole and cut off the flags for the tournament.
That was the thing. That was the thing back in the day, to get those banners and stuff like that, having up in your school. So
one of your friends on your team in '88 had a little problem with that. So one of your friends got bamboozled by you can't really touch, and they luckily whatever. But we've had our Olympic stories of bad things, and we had a unfortunate water shower that happened at the Olympic Village in '92 on the security guards downstairs, who were mean to our coach Dae Sung Lee and to some of us and me. And then unfortunately somehow on a very beautiful and shiny day in Barcelona, Spain, a bucket of water was tossed off the balcony of the of the thing, and it fell on to the security guards downstairs, who then called the police and came up to our room for some reason because they thought it was us, and said, because we were all in the same room, and they're like, "Did you throw a water?" And I go, "What? No, I'm sleeping. What are you talking about?" I said, "Check upstairs," because the boxers were upstairs. That, Oscar De La Hoya and all these guys. We were on the 4th or 5th floor. They were on the 5th floor. We all had our own spacious apartment and room. And so then, I won't mention the athlete's name, who I was rooming with, and they said, what was up, Captain? What happened? I said, "Yeah, that was the security guard." He said, I said, "They said somebody threw a bucket of water on the security guards downstairs," and the athlete, without missing a beat, goes, "A direct hit." So, suffice it to say, we took care of business in a very direct way.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up. All right, it has been another monumental. You have Mo, Larry, and Curly here. I won't tell you. Well, I'm thinking TJ is curly since he has no hair. And he has hair. It's just growing inside out. I will leave it to figure out which one of us is Mo. Mo is the bully, so that's probably me. No, Larry's the bully? No, Mo is the bully. Mo is the bully, and then the hair guy can be you.
I guess.
I think that's Larry. Yeah. But I mean, it's hard to say. Honestly, I think Curly's the best looking one. So this has been Mo, Larry, and Curly on the Warehouse 15.
Sorry,
and I have nothing
sorry.
to say except, sorry, not sorry.
Read it.
All
Read
right.
it, baby. Read it.
Read it. I got to get me one. See ya.
Peace.
Later.
All right. Well, we killed that. All right. I'll get it up.